With the Switch 2 announcement probably coming soon, here are 10 things, not ranked, I would like to see on the Switch 2, or whatever it's called. I'm trying to avoid obvious things like backwards compatibility and more power. Let's begin. First, let's talk about the atmosphere of the console. While the Switch doesn't have a bad atmosphere, I definitely think it could be improved and have a bit more personality. Things like custom themes and menu music I know a lot of people want, and for people who don't want it, just have a basic option in settings to turn this off. This would be easy and just give the console more personality. Next up is one I really want, game transfers. Basically, if the console is backwards compatible, which it better be, it would allow us to transfer game data from the Switch to the Switch 2. This would be so nice because if you're in the middle of a game, like I am for Tears of the Kingdom, which I will finish eventually, you can play on the new console and keep your progress. Best case scenario is you can have the option to have the same save across both consoles, but as long as I can transfer game data, I'm happy. The Switch comes with 32 gigabytes of storage. That's not enough. It should come with 128 gigabytes, or at the bare minimum 64. 32 can hold like 2 digital games, and if you get physical games like me, you still have a good chance of running out if you play enough. It's a simple fix that would help make the Switch 2 so much better, since you would not have to buy a micro SD card just to get a couple games. While I hope the Joy-Cons get upgraded, I hope the original Joy-Cons remain compatible as well. Plenty of people, myself included, have bought multiple pairs of Joy-Cons, so while I hope the main controller gets upgraded, I still hope the original Joy-Cons are compatible. I also hope the Pro Controller is still compatible because that's what I mainly use, but unlike the Joy-Cons, I'm fine if they don't upgrade the Pro Controller since it's a very good controller already, so I could see Nintendo just continuing to use the Pro Controller rather than making a whole new model of it. The Switch has 3 models, the original, the Lite, and the OLED. I really like having a base model most people will get, a cheaper option, and an upgrade option. I would like for them to still have 3 models, but I feel like they should be a little different. I don't mind the Lite being a handheld option, but it should have some kind of way to switch. Something similar to the OLED would be nice too, with a larger screen, a bit more storage, and just nice things like that. Also give all 3 consoles a good kickstand and don't make the SD card slot exposed while using it. I hope Nintendo Switch Online continues, but I also hope Nintendo adds a free online option. I feel like in games like Mario Kart, you can maybe play online without a subscription, but not have access to leaderboards unless you have a subscription. I feel like the service also needs to be a bit smoother. As for retro games, I actually don't have too many problems. I wish I could play them offline, but it's whatever. Also, unpopular opinion, we don't need GameCube and DS games. Don't get me wrong, I would love to have them, but I don't think it's necessary since those games aren't that old and could just be ported. I think even the normal and expansion pass is good though, since I think they're both accurately priced. Let's talk about games. While Nintendo was getting better, they still need to make more new and original games. The main Mario Kart and 2D Mario for the Switch were both ports, and there's also plenty of not fully fledged out / incomplete games, which needs to stop. For example, Mario sports games, which I don't really have, but the general consensus says that they're not as good. It's fine if more time is taken, and while there still needs to be a good number of games, I think quality over quantity 100%. If you want a really fun game to play, you can play Subscribe Before I Die in the Lost Levels. Ready? Go! Now, this one may just be a personal pet peeve, but I think multiple saves in games needs to be standard. For things like Mario Kart, it's fine, but for games like Wonder and Breath of the Wild, I would love to have an option to just have one extra save file. I know you can just make another user, but that's too much effort, and I think having multiple saves in games were standard, it would be so much better. It would probably take like 5 minutes to code in, and it would be so nice. The Switch did not have a pack-in game. The Switch 2 needs to come with some kind of pack-in game. The best option is probably Mario Kart, but even if it's something garbage like 1-2 Switch, which I don't have because it's a waste of money, I think the pack-in game should be something good quality that represents the console, but at the same time isn't something major like 3D Mario or Zelda. It's another problem that I have with the Switch that it should not have had, and I really hope the Switch 2 can fix it. Finally, the Switch 2 needs to have a new idea. While I hope it keeps the main idea of the Switch, it has to have something else too. It can't just be a more powerful Switch, it has to be something distinct. Nintendo probably doesn't want another Wii U situation, and I think if the Switch 2 can still switch, yet also has something new and distinct from the original, that would be great. I feel like the name of the Switch 2 should not be Switch 2, and it should be something new and unique as well. What it will be, I have no idea. That's for Nintendo to figure out. Well, that's 10 things I want for the Switch 2. This is just my opinion, and I would love to hear what y'all would like in a Switch 2. If you enjoyed, then you might enjoy this video where I debate if Bowser's Fury is the best 3D Mario game.